All right, a quorum being present, the Committee on Foreign Affairs will come to order. Before we begin, I ask everybody to rise, about face, and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Pursuant to notice, the committee is meeting today to organize, which involves considering 3 items that were previously provided to member offices: committee rules, a professional staff list, and the committee's oversight plan. Without objection, the chair may recess the committee at any point, and any recorded votes may be rolled. So ordered. Before I begin, I'm going to recognize Chairman Emeritus Michael McCall for just a few words.
No, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to congratulate you on becoming the successor to being chair of this very historic committee, going back to the Continental Congress, a committee of war and peace. Issues are so important on this committee, more so than any other, and it has been the opportunity of a lifetime of my career to serve as chairman of this committee. And I want to thank all the members on both sides of the aisle, and on the other side, Mr. Meeks, particularly for his friendship during the years and partnership. That's how we got things done. I also want to thank the staff. I couldn't have been effective without my staff and my staff director, Brendan Shields, and Laura Fullerton, and so many others. For the new members, this is your time. And I think the times defined my chairmanship more than anything. With the fall of Afghanistan, the invasion of Ukraine, to Chairman Xi's unholy alliance with Putin, threatening Taiwan and the Pacific, and the Ayatollah rearing his ugly head in the Middle East with the invasion of Israel on October the 7th. So it's my hope, sir, with your leadership and working as a team and the new president, that we'll project strength so that we have peace, strength so we have deterrence against these dictators that threaten our very civilization. And I know under your leadership, we're going to get this done. And sir, I look forward to working with you. Yield back.
Thank you, Chairman Emeritus McCall. It's been an honor to serve with you. It'll be an honor to continue to serve with you. I'm going to start by recognizing myself for an opening statement. And again, we appreciate your leadership and look forward to seeing a continuation of everything that you've given us already. So I'm going to begin by welcoming the committee's new members, and Mr. Meeks will be recognizing his new members following that in just a few minutes. First of all, Representative Michael Baumgartner of Spokane, Washington, Representative Jefferson Shreve of Indianapolis, Indiana, Representative Ryan McKenzie of Allentown, Pennsylvania, Representative Sherry Biggs of South Carolina's 3rd District, and Representative Anna Paulina Luna, who is sick today, but out of St. Petersburg, Florida, my home state. Each of these new members, they have a unique perspective and a unique background, and we're excited to have them on the committee. And I'd also like to recognize our vice chair of the committee, Representative Issa, down there, and appreciate all of his work. Representative Issa has worked together with myself on many things, and look forward to working with you in this role. Representative Chris Smith will serve as the chair of the Subcommittee on Africa. Representative Young Kim will serve as the chair of the Subcommittee on East Asia and the Pacific. Representative Keith Self will serve as the chair of the Subcommittee of Europe. Representative Mike Lawler will serve as the chair of the Subcommittee on Middle East and North Africa. Representative Bill Huizenga will serve as the chair of the Subcommittee on South and Central Asia. And Representative Maria Alvaro Salazar will serve as the chair of the Subcommittee on Western Hemisphere. And Representative Corey Mills will serve as the chair of the Subcommittee on Oversight and Intelligence. We're also going to have a Foreign Military Sales and Export Controls Task Force, which will be chaired by Representative Ryan Zinke, and that task force will examine the process, make it more transparent, ensure that we're getting the instruments of war, which are also the instruments of peace, into the hands of the right allies at the pace that war, deterrence, and preparation require. Our mission will be very clear as a Foreign Affairs Committee that every diplomat and every dollar that we authorize will put America, our national security, and our advancement first. We accomplish this by conducting the first comprehensive State Department reauthorization since 2002. A reauthorization is the only way that we ensure the State Department is accountable to Congress under both Republican and Democrat administrations. Right now, we literally have career State Department employees sending millions of American tax dollars out the door to foreign companies, foreign countries, foreign NGOs, and foreign adversaries like the Taliban, with less scrutiny that it could take an average American to get a driver's license at the DMV, and that will change. Right now, only 15% of the State Department is strictly authorized by Congress. And you can see it up on the board if you're interested to know what the 15% is up on the television. On the State Department's organizational chart, there are nearly 66 offices that Congress has not authorized. This isn't even counting the nearly 40 special envoys appointed during the Biden administration. Through reauthorization, we will ensure that the dollars of our people are not being wasted on programs like transgender operas. We will have an honest conversation about what programs are being funded and do they get America what we need? Does it make us the partner of choice? And is it the best use of our dollars? Good programs will get the attention they deserve and bad programs will be defunded. Every single thing that we authorize should be something we are proud to put our name on and go home and defend. The Foreign Affairs Committee has been reorganized to conduct reauthorization. We are still going to have regional subcommittees that have an easily identifiable brand chaired by those mentioned earlier, but each subcommittee is also going to be assigned a State Department branch and bureau that will be their portfolio for reauthorization. For instance, and you can see these again up on the screen as I go through them, if you sit on the Western Hemisphere Subcommittee, you are now in charge of everything underneath J Branch, which is the Undersecretary for Civilian Security, Democracy, and Human Rights. And this is everything from money going towards international religious freedom to State Department's Population, Refugee, and Migration Program. If you're on the East Asia Subcommittee, you are in charge of everything under E Branch. For example, this is State Department's energy programs and policies to the Office of Global Partnerships. If you're on the Europe Subcommittee, you are in charge of everything under T Branch, which deals with arms control and international security. The Subcommittee on South and Central Asia will be in charge of everything under R Branch, for instance, public diplomacy and public affairs. The Subcommittee on Middle East and North Africa will be in charge of everything under M Branch. For example, this is the Foreign Service Institute and Consular Affairs. The Africa Subcommittee will have the Office of Foreign Assistance and Global Health Security and others. The Office of Intelligence, the Subcommittee of Oversight and Intelligence will be responsible for every single dollar that we send to the UN and the State Department's Intelligence and Research Division, the OIG, and other parts of the State Department. We do this so that every area of State Department is clearly delineated to every single subcommittee, and every bureau, agency, and bureaucrat gets the rigorous oversight that is needed. We will expect the State Department to defend, repent, or in some cases, make the case for the continuation of their programs. Under this system, every member of this committee is going to be more empowered than ever before, and you're going to help ensure that our tax dollars are not used to fund things like prostitution in Colombia or fund the expansion of atheism in Nepal. With every program, we will evaluate what does America need from each country or region. What does that country or region want from the United States of America? And have these programs gotten America what it needs? Have they failed to get America what it needs? Or have they exhausted their lifespan? Because if it's not getting us everything that we need, then we are being played for suckers. In that, I would like to, just before I yield to Ranking Member Meeks, I want to highlight that our committee's rules have been set forth the jurisdiction for the full committee and our 7 committees. I want to clarify that while the rules do not specifically state it, I have talked with Subcommittee Chairman Huizenga, and South and Central Asia Subcommittee will also have jurisdiction over the Department of Commerce's Bureau of Industry and Security and the International Trade Administration. Additionally, I'd like to add for the record that I've provided Ranking Member Meeks with the same commitment that Chairman McCall gave the Ranking Member in regard to subpoenas. that I will consult with the ranking member not later than 48 hours before the issuance of any subpoena. And with that, I now yield to my friend, Ranking Member Meeks, for his opening comments.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and congratulations to you. And I look forward to working with you and working with all of our colleagues here in this Congress. I also want to say to Chairman Emeritus, Mr. McCall, it has been a delightful opportunity to work with you, both in your capacity as chair and ranking member, quite frankly, because we work together in that same capacity. And looking forward to moving things forward because we left things at the water's edge to show that we are united when it comes to the United States security. And I look forward to continuing to do that with you, Chairman Mast. Now I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce the new Democratic members of the committee. And I know we've got a particularly talented group of members ready to get the work done and tackle the biggest challenges in global affairs. So they are Representative Pramila Jayapal, who's representing Washington's 7th Congressional District. Congresswoman Jayapal's father passed away earlier this week, and that's why she's unable to be here today. But I wanted to take a moment to offer my condolences and prayers to Representative Jayapal and her family. Representative George Latimer, representing New York's 16th Congressional District. Representative Johnny Olszewski, representing Maryland's 2nd Congressional District. Representative Julie Johnson, representing Texas's 32nd Congressional District, and Representative Sarah McBride, representing the state of Delaware. I also want to welcome our vice ranking member, Representative Gabe Amo, from the great state of Vermont. Rhode Island. What am I talking about? Rhode Island. Rhode Island.
The little state of
The great state of Rhode Island. I love Rhode Island. So also, Representative Sarah Jacobs will be the ranking member on the Subcommittee on Africa. Representative William R. Keating will be the ranking member on the Subcommittee on Europe. Representative Sheila Syphilis McCormick will be the ranking member on the Subcommittee on the Middle East and North Africa. Representative Ami Bera, the ranking member on the Subcommittee on East Asia and the Pacific. Representative Joaquin Castro, ranking member of the Subcommittee on Western Hemisphere. Representative Sidney Kamlager Dove, ranking member of the Subcommittee on South and Central Asia. Representative Jared Moskowitz, ranking member on the Subcommittee of Oversight and Intelligence. And I also welcome all our returning members and look forward to serving with you again in this committee in the 119th Congress. I will enter into the record the complete list of Democrats on the Foreign Affairs Committee, as well as committee assignments. I'd like to also say a few words about the documents we were about to adopt. I support all 3 documents: the proposed committee rules for the 119th Congress, the committee staff list, and the committee's oversight plan. And I want to say this, too. I want to thank the chairman for consulting the minority on these documents. We did this in a bipartisan way. We have had constructive dialogue and the opportunity to provide suggestions and comments. And I also would like to thank the chairman for upholding the minority 48-hour notice requirement for subpoena issuance. Let me just say that this committee has long exemplified successful bipartisan cooperation. When it comes to matters of national security and diplomatic relations, it's important that we, as a Congress, show a united front to the world. We may not always agree, but when it comes to our national security or the United States' competitiveness on the world stage, we share the same goals. That is a commitment I aim to keep, Mr. Chairman, and I look forward to working collectively to advance American interests. I come to this work believing that there is much common ground we share, particularly as it pertains to the greatest challenges facing our nation. For example, I believe there is consensus around the fact that China will remain the preeminent challenge facing the United States' economic and national security objectives. It will be up to the membership of this committee to consider how to best resource the diplomacy and the foreign assistance that protects U.S. interests. Whether that's combating PRC efforts to buck the international rules-based system that has promoted peace and prosperity for decades, its increasing assertiveness in the South China Sea and towards Taiwan, and its efforts to outcompete the United States on emerging technologies like AI. However, I remind everyone that this is the House Foreign Affairs Committee and not the Armed Services Committee or the Intelligence Committee. Our focus is on matters of diplomacy. By building coalitions of like-minded allies and engaging in multilateral institutions, we can better achieve U.S. priorities and resolve disputes before they slide into conflict. Why? Because diplomacy is our first and most effective line of defense. And to ensure that the United States Department, the U.S. State Department, and USAID remain the world's premier diplomatic and development institutions, we have an obligation to conduct legitimate oversight and to regularly pass reauthorizations so that those serving America at the State Department and USAID have the tools they need to carry out their many missions around the world. And if Democrats and Republicans alike believe that one of our key national security objectives is ensuring we outcompete China, as one example, then we should also be of like mind on the importance of fully funding our State Department. After all, we can't win a great power competition on a low power budget and allow China to surpass our global diplomatic footprint. We must show up. If we don't, or if our agencies are not sufficiently resourced or staffed, who will fill the gap? China or Russia or another adversary will fill that vacuum that is created when American leadership is missing. It is also critical that the state reflects the American it represents. Leveraging the diversity of this great country, knee-jerk reversals of initiatives that broaden the talent pool for the State Department is nothing short of self-sabotage. Finally, it's important that going forward, this committee's oversight prerogative should not be weaponized for political purposes, lest we risk delegitimizing that serious work. There will be many challenges, both new and old, that we as a committee will need to address this Congress. And the work we do here and the bills we pass will have enormous global implications and impact on our national security. Cooperation will be paramount, which is why I look forward to working with each and every member of this committee, Republicans and Democrats, to achieve our shared objectives as Americans and on behalf of the American people we serve. So again, my warmest welcome to all of our new members on both sides of the aisle, as well as our returning members. And again, my congratulations to the subcommittee ranking members, my congratulations to you, Mr. Chairman, and my congratulations to the chairs of the subcommittees as we begin the 119th Congress. I yield back.
Thank you, Ranking Member Meeks. Now we'll move on to the organizational items on today's agenda. Without objection, I move that the committee rules, the professional staff list, and the committee's oversight plan, which were circulated to offices in advance, be adopted. Without objection, so ordered, and the committee rules, professional staff list, and the committee's oversight plan are adopted. Without objection, staff are authorized to make technical and conforming changes to the committee rules and the oversight plan. This completes the organizational business required by the House rules. I want to thank all of our members for their attendance and their cooperation today. I want to thank them for their desire to be on this committee, serve on this committee, and serve the United States of America, which I know that we all love. And I look forward to working with you all further in the future. And without objection, the committee stands adjourned.
Good job.